Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. Today on the Ditch Pick Experience, we're going to be looking at taking the seats out of the Camaro. Before I do, I had FedEx show up today and they dropped me off some goodies, and I'm going to show you that first. So in order for me to get at the holes in the floor that are on this side back here, I'm going to have to pull these seats out, get this carpet out of the way, because that could be bad. We definitely don't need a fire. So I'm going to pull these seats out, I'm going to get the back seats out, whatever trim panels have to come off, so I can get the carpet up and out of the way. Like I say, it's right about here on both sides, so I just need to get it up off the floor. I don't need to take it completely out. So it's starting to sprinkle a little bit, but I'll get you geared up quick with a look at the parts that I got today. FedEx showed up today with my Summit order. Wow. And this is the stuff that I got from UMI Performance. I just love how this stuff looks, all powder coated red. I am like super stoked to get this stuff installed. But in order to do it, I've got to get all the welding taken care of. And like I say, I want to clean that housing up and paint that and paint anything else that's got rust on it. So once the gas tank's back in and everything's put back together, I don't have to worry about it. All right, so here's what we got. We've got UMI Performance lower and upper A-arms. Comes with the ball joints, no bushings, just got to deal with those. I also ordered a new panhard bar to replace this old piece of crap. Fully adjustable. This one can adjust in the car. I paid a little extra to get that, but it's worth it. I also got a new track bar set up, and it also lowers the panhard bar. That's what that kit is there. And in order to put that panhard lowering kit in, you have to have spacers underneath your sway bar. So these are gonna go right in underneath the here and lower this down. I did have a sway bar ordered, but my wallet was like, fuck you. I can only spend so much, and this is what I ended up with this time. Obviously, there'll be more later. So yeah, you have to use that in order to lower your panhard. This is the kit for that. Another thing I'll mention with this panhard lowering kit, it came with this bracket. This is where your panhard bar goes in, and you can adjust it. It says in the instructions what it does when you move it up or down. I think one way eliminates the body roll, makes your car steer with throttle better, so if you're like drifting. And the other way, it gives you body roll, but it gives you more traction for like pro touring and stuff like that. Anyway, the interesting thing about this bracket is, if you watch my other videos, you know that my panhard bar bracket is pretty much screwed. It needs to be welded, and the piece inside here too is gone. Like there's not even a bolt hole there, it ripped completely out. Well, this bracket, you see that notch right there? It's meant to slide up inside like so and replace all that. And they did mention in the instructions, if you plan on using and abusing this stuff, they recommend you weld it in instead of bolting it. It's fully set up to bolt in. They have provisions for all of that, but I'm gonna end up welding it in just for the sheer fact that I need to weld anyway, so I might as well weld that in, and that will make that super solid. Another thing I mentioned in the other video was this track bar and panhard bar bracket. In order to drop your panhard, there's two pieces that come with it, and they're pretty heavy duty. That's going to strengthen up that bracket. I might put another piece in behind here too to stiffen it up, and then that shouldn't go anywhere, so we should be good to go. I'm really looking forward to getting these installed and seeing the difference that these UMI Performance parts make. I don't know about you guys, but I like getting stickers with parts, and almost everything that came from UMI Performance that can have a sticker on it has a sticker on it. They've got their products labeled thoroughly, like everything's got a UMI sticker on it. UMI Performance. And if that's not enough, well, they got you covered there too. All of these came with it. Every box has like a couple different kinds of stickers in it. Way too many for me to even put on the vehicle, but I'll find a place for them. All right, so that's the updates on the parts for the Camaro. That's the stuff that I've been waiting for. This gives me everything I need to put this all back together and then some. Just gotta get all the welding taken care of, take care of the painting, and then I can throw the gas tank back up inside of it. Then after all that's done, hopefully I've got a running driving car again, and I can do a bit of cruising. All right, so it looks like the sprinkles have stopped. I'm gonna put all these parts away, get them put back in their boxes and whatnot until I need them, and get at these seats, rip them out, and try and get that carpet out of the way so I can get to doing some welding. As you can see, the nuts all have these cap things on them. They're kind of swelled up because of the rust that's on them, and that's something that I'm gonna take care of once I get the seats out. I'm gonna clean these rails up and get the rust off of them and paint them. They're pretty corroded. Yeah, they're to the point I gotta put some deep creep on them, and I hope that the nuts come off. They're really rusty. So yeah, it looks like those two front driver ones are the worst of the 8 that I've got to do. These are not bad at all, so I'm gonna work on those first, let that deep creep sit in, and hopefully I can get them all out. All right, so I got all the other nuts off of the seats. One of them on the passenger side, the one that was closest to the door, that had to get some deep creep in order to get it off. Now I'm gonna try these. Wish me luck. Yeah, the socket doesn't even fit down over the nut. Yeah, there's nothing left of that nut. That's handy. All right, so I beat a 12 onto this. I'm gonna see what kind of luck I've got. Woo! Yes, sir. I honestly thought that was gonna break the first time that I come onto it. Okay, let's try that again. Uh-oh, she didn't like it. Slipping. Should we go 11? I'm gonna try it. Nope, slip. So I grabbed extension so I could get a better whack on this thing. I'm gonna try and drive that 11 down. The way it looked, it was only getting part way down onto it. I also grabbed the 7/16. I may try that on it. It's a little bit smaller. We'll see what happens. Still doesn't look like it's that far down on it. Can't really get a good whack on it because the freaking steering wheel's in the way. Let's try it. It's on there, but oh, got it. Yes, sir. It gets to the top and it doesn't want to come off. Won't go over the last few threads. Come on, baby. You're so close. Oh, you bastards. Try not to touch the end of the tools on the carpet or anything because they're all covered in rust and the carpet's not that dirty. Ta-da! She was a bugger. There ain't much left to her. All right, the only thing left of these seats are these brackets for the seat belt. Just unscrew those, 2 Phillips screws. Unless there's like some kind of a seat belt buzzer switch wire or something I got to unhook. But other than that, we're golden. Huh, they're heavier than they look. All right, I'm gonna grab the vacuum and clean up the rust that's on both sides. I don't want this getting tracked all over the place. Then the next step, try and get this out. Nice fancy Torx bolt to hold the seatbelt in. I think it's gonna come out okay, I hope. I just had to pop that plastic plug out. Then it's a bunch of these screws along here, get rid of those. Get that trim piece off. Then this trim piece gets to come off once I get the seat out, which is, there's a bolt right under there and these little bucket things pop right out. And then as far as the center console goes, I can leave it because I really only need to get into here. Once I can get into there and fix that hole on each side, we're laughing. Oh my, just screwing away the afternoon. I don't even know how you get that completely out. Oh, I guess it just slides out. Cool. That stuff can all just stay in here. I just need to get access to under here. There it is right there. Ah. Yeah, I'm rich. All right, I didn't even know that these seats did this, but. So I've got to take these off. Now the Torx bit. So I can get these seat belts clear of these. And then on the bottom side of that, there's a nut threaded on. I think I take that off and these lift right out. So yeah, once you get this nut off of here, these things pop right out and they were just sitting on those brackets there and you got to get it out in order to get this part out. So now I think I got to take this trim piece out. I'm not 100% sure what all entails in that. There is a slit up here for the seat belts. And down here the carpet goes around it, so we don't have to remove that. Pops off of that. Don't gotta mess with these, I don't think, so I'll be able to just fold everything that way to get at this spot. All right, right now I'm taking those little coat hook things out of the back. You got to get them out in order to get this trim panel off. So these things are pretty tricky. I had no idea how they came out, but you just take a screwdriver and stick it in under here and pop it out. That's got to come out of there. So that clip will collapse enough, and then they just pull out. I thought there was like this popped out and there was a bolt behind it, but anyway, yeah, so just pull that out and then just give them a tug. What can I say? It's my first Camaro. All right, so I popped the hatch. This piece just slides out, and then I got to take that trim piece off. Got this one too. They just got like little, these thingamajiggers here. Unlocks them. So now I should be able to get this carpet from here and flop it up over once I get these pieces out. You ain't gonna believe this when I tell you, but most of this is held on with Velcro on the inside. What are you talking about? The seatbelt goes through that split right there. This here, you just gotta work it out around it. I don't know what the deal is with that part of the armrest reinforcement, but the carpet goes around that. So I think we're golden. She'll just come right up. So just gotta get rid of these things. Yeah, man, friggin' Velcro. Unbelievable. That one came off of up there. Go around those seat latches for the folding down seat that I didn't know was there. This is back out of the way far enough. There's where the hole is. So we got rot there and rot there. This area here needs some serious attention. So let's have a look at this other side and see how that is. All right, so right off the rip, I see moisture right away in the back part here where the drain plug is. It's leaking in from somewhere. All this matting is wet. So I'll have to let that dry. I might take the dehumidifier and put it in here tonight and just let it do its thing. All right, so what I see so far, got some rust here. Didn't know that was there. Got a crack there on the other side of this. I will have to clean that up and weld it. This matting here, not as wet as that stuff. Moisture is somehow getting down in this hump. I think from here on out, I'm just gonna car cover this thing when it rains, because this window on the driver's side doesn't seal that great. Maybe that's where the water's coming in from. The angle this thing's been sitting at, maybe that played a role in it too. I'm not sure, but I can't have water like that going into it. So obviously this must be a common spot on these Camaros, because this side is the same way. It still needs the same attention. It needs that cut out. That's another piece of metal underneath, and then the floor pan over top of it. So I'll have to clean that up, cut this out, probably leave that drain plug. As far as the rest of the floor pan goes, that matting is wet right here. Not drenched, but it's definitely wet, and there's a little bit of surface rust bubbles here. So when I throw this back in, I'll take that rust check stuff that smells like cherries. I'll spray that in here. It'll protect that from getting any rustier. So down in here, there's water and there's a bit of surface rust. Nothing serious, not too bad considering it's a car in Nova Scotia that's almost 30 years old. There's standing water in there. All right, I got that shoved back. That foam is absolutely saturated. Look at that. Anyway, I'll get rid of that water. And like I say, I'll put the dehumidifier in this overnight, set it right in here and let it do its thing. But yeah, a little wire wheeling. That's not rotten, it's just mostly surface rust. I mean, it's gonna be pitted, but I'll just brush some rust paint over top of that. She'll be golden. Okay, so I did end up pulling out these seatbelt bolts. None of them came out hard, but I just did it so that I could get the carpet out of the way easier. And I did look at the floor pan on this side. There's no water there. That rubber with the foam underneath of it, it's all dry. The water is exclusively on that side. I am gonna take this down, lower it down off the jack stands, and I am gonna put that car cover on it. So tonight, like I say, I'll put the dehumidifier in here, and hopefully all this will get sucked out. All right, you guys, I fiddled around with this a little bit more, and I'm ready to shut her down for the night. I got this thing back down on all fours. I put the springs back into the tire back on it. I think that's part of what the problem was with the water. That trough that's in here was right full of water on each side and from here to here, right? Because it was angled up so high. I think it was filling up enough that it was running down in behind the rubbers and then working its way down through like that. I got the dehumidifier in here. I'm gonna crack this baby on full blast and let her eat. Hopefully it sucks out all the moisture from this sound ending. It's not too wet. Down there, it's frickin' soaked. Passenger side, we're good to go. No water at all. I put some cardboard over the holes that are in the floor, just so it's not, you know, sucking air from the atmosphere and trying to take water out of that. So I'll leave that for like a day or so, see what happens. I'm gonna sign off on this video right now. If you like this video, hit that like button for me. It really helps get the content out to other people so they can see what I'm doing on this channel. The next video you're going to see will be me out west visiting my brother. I'm going to bring the cameras and the drone and laptop out there, so it'll be filmed out there, edited out there, and posted. Not sure what we're going to get into. There's a few things that's going to go on. You'll see when you see the video. But anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever turns you crank, and we'll see you in the next video in Alberta.